Hi, this is Colin Richards, president and founder of Lord & Richards, and I'm thrilled to be talking with you today on this segment of the Lord & Richards Show, this episode. And we're going to talk today about what can money really buy, what money can really buy. And in this particular segment, we're leaning on some of the advice and counsel we've gotten from Morgan Housel, who wrote a fantastic book. I recommend it in practically every episode. It's called The Psychology of Money, and it'll teach you a lot about how to treat money so that money can help you. And you know, here at Lord & Richards, we're meeting with folks like you every single day to help you achieve financial independence, to help you retire without worry and without fear. And we do that from a principled biblical base. But in this segment, we're really going to dial in what money can actually buy that everybody wants and how to use it wisely. And right now, in volatile times like we're experiencing, I see a lot of foolishness in how people are handling their money. They're violating age-old principles that have been proven, time-tested, and doing things that don't make a lot of sense. So let's start with what it is that drives people to want to make money, because we know people generally want to become wealthy so that they can be happier. That's what it's about, personal satisfaction. That's why people are striving for greater wealth. Here's an old saying that, you know, money can't buy happiness, right? We've been taught that. And I believe at the core that is absolutely right? True happiness comes from other things, and we'll return to that at the end of this episode, this segment. But can it buy happiness? Let's ask this question. So the U.S., the United States of America, is the richest nation in the history of the world. Inflation adjusted, our income is 3 times what our parents made in the 1950s. Our houses are 3 times the size of our parents' houses. And yet 45% of Americans, when surveyed by Gallup in 2019, said they felt a lot of worry the previous day, a lot of worry. They're carrying around a load, a burden of worry. 55% said they felt a lot of stress, right? That just internal feeling that, you know, either you got to get something done that's not getting done, or maybe there's something going on that you wish weren't happening. It's creating stress. And we know that these things are the opposite. Worry and stress are the opposite of happiness. And part of what's happened since the 1950s, when people were relatively happier by comparison to 2022, is that we now carry our jobs and responsibilities with us everywhere. We have these devices we carry around that are like mini supercomputers compared to the 1950s and 60s. We could literally, we've got more technology in these cell phones than what they used to launch the lunar mission, right? So we're carrying around a lot of information, a lot of ability to work, and we're not leaving the factory floor behind us and just focusing in our family and our relationships. We're not leaving the construction side of the job. It's coming with us for a lot of people. And so control over your time has diminished, not improved, over the last many decades. And what have we done as we've increased the wealth that comes from that kind of hard work, that kind of focus that we now carry around all day long with us? Well, we've used that wealth to buy bigger homes, as I said, nicer cars, super appliances, and a lot of toys, right? Well, there was a researcher who took a good look at this a number of years ago named Carl Pillemer. And what's fascinating is he interviewed 1,000 elderly Americans. And here's what he discovered. First of all, what didn't they say would make you happy? No one said that in order to be happy, you should try to work as hard as you can to make more money to buy stuff. Nobody said that, right? Nobody's pushing you to do that who has lived a full life and is looking back now and defining what it was that made them most happy in that life. No one said it's important to be at least as wealthy as the people next door and around you and in your social circle. And nobody defined that as being successful. Fascinating. In addition, number 3, no one said you should work hard to achieve your desired earning power. To just be able to say, hey, I earned this much. Did you notice a common thread? Nobody's suggesting that you kill yourself to earn more money just to buy more things. Here's what they did suggest would make you happy. Quality friendships, being part of something that matters, something bigger, and spending time, quality time, unrestricted time with your family, with your children. Those were the top 3. Fascinating study. And it really echoes what we know. What we know deep down inside is it's not the temporal that's going to give us lasting happiness, joy, and peace. It is that which is eternal, people, and doing God's will, right? Those are the things that are going to last. The highest form of wealth, then, I would suggest, is the ability to wake up every morning and, as Morgan Housel says, say, I can do whatever I want today. I can do whatever I want. There's another researcher, a psychologist named Angus Campbell, who was born way back over a century ago. He worked at the University of Michigan. He wrote a book that you can find. It was written in 1981, titled The Sense of Well-Being in America. And he explored why some people seem to be happier than others. They weren't grouped by their income. They weren't grouped by geography or education. Those did not seem to be the criteria for happiness. It wasn't based on salary, job, prestige, size of their home. The most common denominator among the happiest group of people was a strong sense of being able to control one's own life. Now, this is interesting. Doing what you want, when you want, with the people that you want to do it with. That's what it is, doing what you want, when you want, with the people you want to do it with. So here we can distill it. Money's greatest value is its ability to give you control over your time, right? Going back to that other study of 1,000 elderly folks, they valued friendships. That take time. They valued being part of something bigger than themselves, causes, and spending time with their children. It was all time. And what money can do is create financial independence so that you're no longer chained because of the money that you have. Instead, you're set free. It comes from having unspent assets that are available to give you the greater control, such as being able to give more, such as being able to take more time off. Let's look at it from a work standpoint, right? If you work a job and you get a little bit of money, you can take a few more days off, right? Unpaid vacation. How about a little bit more than that? Well, if you get laid off, you can wait until a great job comes up. You don't have to feel so restricted to jump into the first thing that comes down. You get the 6 months of reserves that we recommend at Lord & Richards. Well, now you're not terrified of your boss anymore. If he lets you go, you know you've got the time. And more still, you may be able to take even a job that doesn't pay at the absolute top tier of the earnings potential in your industry, but it gives you a sense of well-being and satisfaction and relationships and the kind of job where you can really look forward to it at the beginning of the day rather than doing the grind, as we say. And of course, here at Lord & Richards, one of the things we're looking for out of financial independence is to be able to get retired when you want and stay retired. Morgan Housel shares his own experience of jumping into the investment banking world, a tough world. He told me they work longer and more controlled hours than humans should be able to handle. But here's what he says. In that industry, going home before midnight was a luxury. They have a famous saying, if you don't come to work on Saturday, don't bother coming back on Sunday. Wow, sounds like the worst job in the world. But yet he loved it. He enjoyed it. He enjoyed the thrill, but his schedule was out of control. And doing something you love on an out-of-control schedule can become something you hate. And so money, yes, it can help you along the road to happiness by freeing you up to spend the time and to control the time that you need to be with the people that you love, doing the things that you love for all the reasons that you love. And so as we meet week after week with folks here at Lord & Richards, that's our focus. A financial independence review is a process whereby we learn your goals, your dreams, your values, and then we check your portfolio, we check your investments to see, are you on track? So that you can have control over your time, not be chained by money, but be freed by it to do the things that you love with the people that you love for the reasons that you love. And it really just starts with a simple conversation.